Hello, everybody. Welcome to Communicating in Relationships, which is both fun because communicating relationships is fun because it's just a part of our daily lives, but also it's fun because we're going to do it fully online because it's Communication 2600e. E meaning online, fully online. It is 100% asynchronous. So it is at your pace. That is how we do it. We'll break it into three separate sections with three different sets of due dates, which we'll explain later. But first things first. My name is Henry, or you can call me Mr. Miller. Henry Miller. Those sort of things are totally fine for me. Sir, boss, bro. Those don't fly. I don't do that. But an informal, Mr. Miller or Henry, that is totally fine with me. So you're in communicating in relationships, and we're doing it online. We're gonna be fine. It's gonna be fun. I'm gonna make it as interactive as I can. I'm gonna post on Mondays. I'm gonna post on Fridays, and I'm also gonna try to get you all interacting a lot because it's just kind of the basic nature of online communication, right? And how we handle classes in the online space, right? So a lot of the work in this class is going to be done through discussion posts, through readings outside of class, as well as different activities and some quizzes at the end of each module that you'll find isn't particularly difficult. Lots of those answers will be in PowerPoints, but there will be a few questions that you will find in your readings for the week. Okay. So how is this class kind of set up? So the way that it's set up is there's a total of 9 modules. Okay. So I'm only having you do about 1 module a week with about 2 to 3 readings, right? And that's not particularly bad. Some weeks you might have 4. But what you need to do with that is I'm going to be asking you to read some difficult things, right? They're scholarly journals, meaning that super professionals in the field are writing these things about relationships, and they're telling you what they found. What data did they find? What does the research say is happening to people in relationships that are trying to communicate and connect with one another? So because of that, they're doing some pretty complicated experiments. Okay, so I'm not expecting everybody to understand, for example, the methods section or in how to interpret all the data when you read these articles. Read through it, learn from it, but this isn't a research methods class, and this certainly is not a statistics class, which is great because that's a lot of work, and I'm not in the mood for that right now. I'd rather just talk about communicating relationships and seeing what a little bit of what the data says. So that is the basics of the class in general. So let's see. Like I said, I would call this like an entry advanced level class. You're going to need to read in this class. If you have trouble reading or you have trouble keeping up, I love Natural Reader. It's an audio-based reader that's online, has a free option as well, and you can just upload PDFs and they'll read them to you. You're still going to need to know what's in those articles because after you read those articles, you're going to need to do discussion posts where you actually cite from those articles in your project as well, right? So in addition to that, a lot of this class will consist of like what we have. So I would say our major assignments are things like we have activities, we have discussion posts, we have one final project where you'll interview somebody and talk to them about how they communicate in relationships or how they have in the past. You'll have that, and you'll also have, like I said, a quiz after each module. Like I said, 9 modules, various different assignments with different due dates. So in this class, there's 2 types of deadlines. There is what we call a soft deadline and a hard deadline. As you see on your syllabus that I post on ELC, soft deadlines are deadlines that I encourage you to meet in order to stay up to date with this class. And then hard deadlines are deadlines that if you miss, you will get a 0 for everything that is not in by that time. Because it's a fully online class, I don't take late grades unless you have like a university sanctioned excuse or something really serious happen. So that is kind of how that works. There'll be about 3 major deadlines throughout the semester. So please pay attention to your syllabus. Okay. Beyond that, I think that's a pretty good intro of how I want to start talking about this class. I'll post another video about navigating ELC, kind of what's on there, but I think that should do pretty good. That should do a pretty good job of the basic sort of overview. Okay, so and if you need any questions throughout this course, again, I'm gonna be posting videos, posting basic sort of posts on Mondays and Fridays. And if you message me, we can do a phone call or we can do a Zoom call, and I'll catch you up the best I can. Okay. So it's online class. It's going to be fast, but it's at your own pace. It's in your homes, wherever you want to do it. That's kind of the nature of fully online courses. So about me. So let's see. I've been studying communication for about, well, pretty well over 10, just about 10 years now. I got really into it in undergrad. I wasn't super into school, and then all of a sudden I started taking some communication classes. I took a family communication class, an intercultural communication class, and I was like, okay, I started learning about data and relationships, and I was like, why do my sister and I communicate the way we do? How come my parents and I like clash in these particular areas? Why is it that my romantic partners and I like see the world differently? How is their childhood different than mine? And how did that impact how we communicate with one another? Whether that was us coming together, having good moments, or us also having like moments that brought us apart. So this is a class I'm really excited to teach, and I hope you are too. So a little bit about me. I'm going to ask a lot of things out of you in this class, but also I want to try to share fairly equally, right? So some of the questions I asked you to address are in our introduce yourself discussion post, right? So first, where do I call home? So I am from rural Nebraska, out in the sticks, kind of middle of nowhere sort of thing. That's probably where I call home. That's where my family's still at. It's where my sister's at, and some of the people in my immediate family. After that, I spent a couple years in Colorado going to school, and I've been here for about 3 years. So I've kind of bopped around. I've lived some different places. I've studied abroad, like Taiwan and China. I've covered some ground. I really like to travel, but I would say home is probably Northeast Nebraska and Athens. I think this is definitely a home that I've had for a while. As far as hobbies, right now my hobby is trying to get my sunflowers to grow. They're not growing very well. I have a garden. I love to hike. Like I said, I love to travel. I love to cook. I love to do yoga. I just finished my yoga certification, so I teach yoga on Sundays at Revolution Yoga if y'all want to do yoga. And I like having fun with my friends and family. Those are the people that are important to me. It's important that I stay in contact with old friends I don't live close next to, I give them phone calls, or just hang out with my friends, making food together, catching up about our weeks, that sort of thing. And games are always fun too. So I play like some board games and some of that sort of fun, nerdy stuff. And as far as anything else about me, that's kind of, I would say that's probably the most of it. I like to be active. Um, like I sit around sometimes, I like movies, I like music, I love going to concerts. Those are some of the basic sort of things I like. And I like teaching. So this is going to be fun. And if you have any questions, you let me know. I'll submit another video where I talk a little bit more about the ELC setup online. And I'll make sure that video is pretty short, but I just want to talk to you about the ins and outs of the course and how it's not too bad to navigate. So thanks. Make sure you note the deadlines in this course. The sooner you get to them, the better, and keep working through those one week at a time. I think that'll get you there. Okay. Thank you.